Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the CTKS Method. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back CTKS family. My goal is to assist you in becoming more of a financial and emotional blessing to yourself and those you love through positive excellence. If you like the content, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. We look forward to welcoming you into our global family. There are a lot of free resources on CTKSmethod.org. The link is in the description of this video. Let's see where the markets are going in the next 24 hours. And let's run the numbers. Just a quick piece of housekeeping. I changed my banner and the description in X yesterday. And Twitter/X in their infinite wisdom decided to suspend my account. That is stupid. If you need to reach out and contact me, you can go through ctksmethod.org or ctksmethod@gmail.com. Hopefully this X thing will get sorted out rather quickly, but I just wanted to explain what happened. We've seen a pretty significant sell-off in the major stock market indices as well as the tech sector. People are saying the Chinese startup DeepSeek is responsible for this. Other commentators are saying that tech stocks are very overvalued and that the main markets lost $1 trillion in 24 hours, with Nvidia losing $560 billion worth of market capitalization. Nvidia currently holds the record of 8 out of 10 of the largest drops in market cap in a single day. And you can see all the different dates that have occurred right there. The story goes, DeepSeek has introduced new technology that competes directly with ChatGPT paid versions. And it did so at a fraction of the cost of development, so it states. I'm going to be offering a scholarship to profiting from CTKS method structure. It's going to be a partial scholarship, but this particular course is absolutely invaluable. It will teach you how to read the markets, how to do intercorrelation and interconnection. It will teach you how to change your mindset, how to deal with getting caught in a trade that's moved against you, how to predict tops and bottoms, how to go day by day through the process of your trading plan. You literally look over my shoulder and all of these trades are done in downward markets, going long at spot in conditions exactly like what we're going through right now. In week 4, it will teach you how to hold on to your money, which is incredibly important. If you make it, you need to hold it. And by holding it, I mean you need to keep it. So just reach out to me at ctksmethod@gmail.com if you're interested in obtaining this partial scholarship. You'll find it incredibly valuable, and thank you to all the students for their feedback. It's just beautiful. The VIX has been rather problematic of late. It's been coming down, and here we see Bitcoin is the blue line, but this blue line has been inverted. We're looking at row 1 of the cheat sheet. So we saw the VIX come up and that caused Bitcoin to decay. I'll uninvert this in a minute, but I just want to show you what's been happening. And as the VIX spiked up, Bitcoin absolutely got slaughtered, but so too did the main markets. Unfortunately, in the financial media press, people look for a very simplistic answer. Oh, it must be AI from China. One reason to explain a market drop like this is not realistic. I'm not saying it's not part of the process, but it's not all of it. For examples, we've seen many times that the VIX has wildly spiked up, and the financial media commentators just go wild looking for a reason. That, of course, is newsworthy. But what we know from looking at the charts, these things happen, and when they happen, we need to be positioned. I mentioned just before that these charts were inverted. Now you can see what Bitcoin has done. It basically went from around 107 all the way down to just south of 98, down to around 97,800. So, what does this mean? It means that when you see the VIX spiking up, you see yield spiking up. They're things that we must pay attention to. What about the US dollar spiking up as well? Yes, that's something to keep your eye on. The US 2-year, the US 10-year, oil, and dollar yen. All of these things are very important to track. And you can see when we look at the yield curve, it is currently coming down. In other words, the rates are decreasing. I'll just invert Bitcoin again. Bitcoin is a fantastic measure of risk inside the stock market. Because Bitcoin and crypto trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they're very VIX sensitive. They're also DXY sensitive as well. Don't forget that this is an inverted chart, which means if it's coming down, the blue line is coming down, Bitcoin is actually going up. But if it's going up, it's coming down. Welcome to statistics and mathematics. It's a little bit tricky at the start, but all you need to look at is if the big number is on the bottom and the little number is on the top, that's an inverted scale. I share this layout of row 1, indeed all the rows, inside the Profiting from CTKS Method structure course. Row 2 is all about junk bonds, the euro dollar, the Aussie dollar, gold, silver, and copper. And when we look at the indices futures or the index futures, we can see the Russell 2000 and the US futures have been coming down. These will weigh on global market sentiment. We've also seen by Bitcoin's rapid descent, and it is indeed rapid, especially when compared off to junk bonds. We could indeed get more follow through. Typically, after a big day of prices selling down, we do tend to get some reversion before we go down again, if that is on the cards. You'll have to keep on looking at the cheat sheet. It is a very, very important part of your process. In row 2, we're not inverting anything. You can see the big number is on the top and the little number is on the bottom. And at the time of this recording, we can see that Bitcoin has come down rather substantially. There's substantial intercorrelation and interconnection between Bitcoin and the major market indices. You can see the blue line, of course, that's Bitcoin, and it's overlaid across the S&P 500. This is on a daily basis, and this constitutes a part of row 3. When we look at the NASDAQ index, we can see that Bitcoin moves with the NASDAQ as well. And the NASDAQ got wildly hit in the past trading session. We can also see directional correlation between the Dow Jones and also the Russell 2000 in relationship to Bitcoin. This means that when you look at Bitcoin, you're getting an understanding as to what the S&P 500 could do, the NASDAQ could do, the Russell 2000, and also the Dow. But it doesn't stop there. When we look at the individual stocks, which is row 4, which is Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, and also MicroStrategy, which is technically row 5, but we pull it back. What we can see here is that as Bitcoin plummeted down, actually Apple went up. It inverted this move. Apple has been absolutely brutalized recently inside the stock market, a very interesting thing to see. And we can also see that Tesla came down as well. Microsoft just was following Bitcoin's gravitational direction, as was Nvidia's. It's very important to keep your eye on Bitcoin. Will it work 100% of the time? Of course not, nothing does, but it will give you an understanding of directional correlation, and that is very important. I've left the structure here on Tesla. It's very important that you look at the structural levels on all of these charts. Looking at row 5, which is total crypto market cap, Bitcoin, Ethereum, what we can see here, of course, as the VIX was spiking up, what happened to crypto? It came down in totality, because when Bitcoin comes down, all of the alts are dragged alongside with it. Here, we're comparing total crypto market cap to Bitcoin. Getting your directional correlations together is exceedingly important. But what's most important is understanding structure. And you can see this is not an inverted chart. The big number is at the top where it should be, and the little number is at the bottom. We did see a bit of a bounce, so Bitcoin did find support down here. We'll look into the structural levels a little bit later on. And of course, if you want the structure underneath and above, you can get it from the servers. When we look at Ethereum, Ethereum was literally just following Bitcoin's gravitational move, as was the entire crypto market excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. A lot of people look into simple moving averages or EMAs, SMAs, or even Bollinger Bands or all sorts of things to try to find a trading strategy. What you need to do is to understand where the actual structure is inside the markets. That's number one. Number two is intercorrelation and interconnection. For example, if people were just looking at Bitcoin, they would do crazy posts like, "Why is Bitcoin dumping? What is going on here?" And we know as a community, it's the VIX and the DXY. Looking a bit deeper into the crypto market, row 6, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Binance Coin, and Ethereum Classic. You can see that Bitcoin's gravitational pull, the blue line, is responsible for moving the alts both down and also up as well. When you understand no alt, which means an altcoin, can escape Bitcoin's gravity, that is a license to print money when you know how to use it correctly. Row 7 looks even deeper into the crypto market. We can see ADA, Cardano just following Bitcoin's gravitational alignment. Solana is following. Doge is following. And XRP is following the directional movement. A lot of people get really tribal and say, "Oh, if Bitcoin dumps, my favorite alt will go to the moon and beyond." This is pure fantasy. These people don't know how the crypto market actually works. The crypto market is an exceptionally risk-sensitive market. If Bitcoin is coming down, it will drag all of the alts down with it. It doesn't care what the alts are, it will drag them down. And if Bitcoin recovers, it will push up the alts as well. But of course, it doesn't do it one-to-one. For example, a 1% improvement in Bitcoin's price will often lead to a 2 to 3% improvement in an altcoin. This is also something pretty important to understand. Keeping your eye on the memes is a really good idea, and when you see Doge came down to a level of structural support and then bounced, but you know it's been moving in accordance with Bitcoin's gravitational pull. SHIB did something very similar, Pepe did something similar as well. You can see this incredible area of structural support. It prevented Pepe from going down further. When you understand where the structure is inside the market, it's incredibly valuable. Just a quick update to students from the Profiting from CTKS Method structure. The structure, the profiting course took about 12 months for me to create. I was going to do the meme course after that, but I've managed to exhaust myself. So what I've done as a fill-in stopgap measure is I've created indicators that extend the price up literally thousands of %. So if you would like to see Dogecoin levels up thousands of % and way below normalized price action, you can get those indicators from CTKSmethod.org. You can find those in the extended levels on the homepage from CTKSmethod.org if you're interested. And please reach out and let me know if you would like to see extended levels, the extended levels on Bitcoin, total crypto market cap, or other alts, or maybe even the major market indices. We're talking about thousands of % points up on the alts, especially the memes. Okay, let's check out Bitcoin and see where it might be going. Bitcoin really did a number on us, didn't it? If you think about it was going up and then it said, yeah, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going to go down. This little blip here created double-digit negatives across the alt space. And these things do happen. We see it all the time in the crypto market. We get these reds. Now, where could price retrace to? Well, we can't do it with the naked eye. Being naked is naughty. We don't want to do that. We need to put on the clothes of structure. Of course, we could say something like this. Of course, it's going to come down to 91,500, and it could potentially go up to 115,000. I'm not sure what accent that is, but it seemed appropriate. In yesterday's video on Bitcoin, we were just here, and we saw that Bitcoin did a really good job of coming down, and it also bounced. But why did it bounce around here? The answer is always the same. It's all about structure. And when you understand where the structural levels are, you can understand where the safety nets are. If there's a long gap between safety nets, you will get structural overshooting. I talk about this in the Profiting from CTKSmethod structure course. When we lost this structural support here around that 102,300 level, we created negative structural attraction down to the 98,300 level. And you can see that we actually found support in this area. We came back and tested this gravitational well. I'll just pop up some numbers for you. It's incredibly important to know where the structure is. Even though the VIX spiked like hell, the Bitcoin found a degree of structural support inside this gravitational well, which went from 102,298 to 103,373. That GW got violated, and when it got violated, we were very probable to get a structural overshoot of the 99,798 level and be caught around the 98,384 level. This is the power of structure. It is incredibly powerful. Now, what are we noticing right now? We tried to come up into this 102,298 but was rejected. Rejected to where? The 99,798. A lot of people make a mistake and think that these structural levels are like brick walls. They're not. They're gravitational by nature. It may overshoot, it may wobble around. This is really normal. This is the way markets work. You just have to know where they are. But more importantly, if they're spaced out, that is important. If you have a negative CTKS gap, a smaller level of structural support, and then more structural support underneath that, you can get negative structural attraction and a structural overshoot down to the lower structural levels. What is happening right at the current time is that we're coming up to seek to try to challenge this gravitational well. Gravitational wells, or GWs, are very powerful because they attract price back into those levels. The bullish case is we come back into the 102,691, maybe wobble around there for a while, gain a degree of support, and then come up and challenge further higher levels. The bearish case is that we come back to the 99,798, lose that, go and do an underside retest on 98,384 and move lower. You can get extended lower levels and upper levels through the service. This level is actually through the service. Again, the real critical thing to know is the intercorrelation and interconnection between charts. As I was saying yesterday, you cannot look at Bitcoin's chart to determine where Bitcoin's price is going. You need to look at the VIX, you need to look at junk bonds, you need to look at the 10-year, the 2-year, the DXY. People are not used to this. People just say, no, I just want to look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin's price is on the Bitcoin chart. Yes, it does make sense, but it's also incredibly wrong. If you want to think like an institution of one, you must look through your charts, not at them. The reason that we look more deeply into the crypto market is to understand where the strength or weakness is inside the crypto market. And we can see ADA doing really well. XRP is also doing well. Doge is doing well. Now, what do I mean by doing well? I'll just zoom in here a little bit. You can see this previous high. We're starting to get across that inside ADA. What about XRP? Well, it's getting up to it. What about Doge? It's through it. what about Solana? It's underneath it at the current time. But if we start to see consolidation above this recent high, that's going to put a lot of positive momentum inside the crypto market, because people will look at it and say, this thing is recovering. But of course, there's a little bit more to it. You've got to get through the structure. The reason the price comes up to an area is because there is structure there. If it comes up to an area, it's said to get caught in the structural level below until it makes a decision to either break down or to break up and through. And we're seeing that exactly precisely in ADA at the current time. Note that this is a 5-minute chart. This is precisely how vitally important it is to know where your structure is. It's also vitally important to look at Bitcoin structural levels. Here this white line is in fact ADA, and you can see as Bitcoin is coming up and finding a degree of forward momentum, that is translating into upward momentum on ADA. And you can also see when Bitcoin went up, ADA went up. When Bitcoin came down, ADA came down. Don't forget this is a 5-minute chart. You can see this directional association is incredibly strong. When I look at ADA, I don't see ADA. I see Bitcoin, I see total crypto market cap, I see the VIX, the DXY, the US 10, the US 2. I see so many different things. And I trade all of these cross interrelationships and intercorrelations to make money and profits. You can do exactly the same thing. And please remember to reach out to me if you're interested in a partial scholarship to the Profiting from CTKS Method structure course. It is legendary. It will teach you so many things that you won't find anywhere else. More importantly, it will adjust your mindset so that you can profit. You can look over my shoulder while I'm doing trades in highly negative markets and making good money doing so. And also, inside week 4, you can learn how to not only make your money, but also keep it. All you need to do is to reach out to me at ctkSmethod@gmail.com. And again, thank you so much to our community for commenting on how you found the course. Also, please remember that by going to the home page and just scrolling down, you can get the free cheat sheet. The free cheat sheet is invaluable in understanding how to assess market momentum, direction, and structure. And you can get all the structural indicators of all of these charts through the service. It will save you a massive amount of time. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.